Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I am going to be doing a little bit of a chatty get ready with me because I kind of want to get to know you guys, share a little bit about myself, because this is like the first video that I have filmed exclusively for YouTube. We're going to be using a mix of old and new products alike, and I am going to be creating this beautiful eye look right here with the brand new Nomad Chamonix Apres Ski palette, which is this stunning 18 pan winter pastels palette. I love indie brands, I really do, and this is one of my favorite indie brands. So definitely grab a snack, grab a drink, and follow along with me. And like I said, I really hope that you guys can bear with me with the voice, with everything else while I adjust to the changes. As I said, I'm getting over COVID, so here we are. So we're just going to go ahead and get into a little bit of a chatty get ready with me. Go ahead and start with our base. Base prep is always number one key most important thing for me when doing a makeup look. We're going to start with a little mix of some old, some new, but this is the One Size Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. I'm just going to let it soak in, and while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera. Right now that we got the brows on, and I look somewhat human again because, look, I may have lived through the 90s, but my brows didn't. I'm about to show you my little secret routine, top secret, yeah, you get the idea, but how I get rid of them. This is the Ole Hendrickson Banana Bright Vitamin CC stick, and we're gonna go in and do a little bit of color correcting. This is the orange, I think it's called, oh, apricot. This is an apricot, and I go in and I put just a little bit right here and right here. And I blend it in with my fingers. I don't want to, like, you know, rub it in, just tap it, just to blend it out a little bit because we do want some of that color still there. There we go. A lot of times when I tell people I do this, they look at me like I'm insane. But when you see the finished results, you're gonna be like, Jen, where has this been all my life? We're gonna take some of our e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. I'm gonna put kind of like a half triangle here, and we're gonna put a half triangle here. Put a line going up the nose, up the bridge of our nose. It doesn't have to be directly centered because you're gonna blend it in. Our sponge is damp. We're just gonna blend everything out, and we are gonna take it right up under the eye. And you want it to go into that little inner corner there. Because what this is going to do, even though it might look a little silly right now when you go to put on your concealer and your foundation, it's really going to brighten up the effect of that dark circle that you've got going on. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear my dog in the background. He's been kind of chilling around me. He's a service dog, so he has to have his moment. See the difference in that under eye? It looks so much brighter, and that dark circle is so much less pronounced. I'm going to go ahead and blend out the other side. We're just going to put one dot here, one dot here, and one dot here. We blend the concealer down into this troughed area, and then we blend down the side of our nose. And then we're going to take it down under the eye and out, kind of down up into past the tail of our brow. Then we're going to take our beauty blender and blend it, pushing it delicately into the skin. But by doing this, what we've done is we've pulled this like sunken and troughed area out into space, right? Okay. And then we're hiding this discoloration around the nose because most women, around certain times of our cycles, we get red around our nose and our mouth. And then what we also did is we've lifted this area of our face to give us more of a lift in our cheekbone and our eye, and we've given ourselves a much younger appearance. These are new from Smashbox Cosmetics, and I have really been enjoying playing with these. These are the Smashbox rated Hot Sticks Blush Sticks. These are limited edition, and they come in 4 different shades. They come in Pink Ping, Hi-Fi Heat, Ultraviolet, and Poppy Pick. I think we're going to play with one of these today because I really have been enjoying making like blush combos with them. We're going to take Ultraviolet and Pink Ping, and we're going to make a combo out of that. What do you guys think? Ultraviolet, and this is Pink Ping. Yes, please. Okay. And it says to warm it up on your fingers, but I kind of want more of a bold bold blush look. Yeah, say that real fast. We're just gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna get creative with her because that's what makeup is all about. Oh, yes, bitch. Okay, let's blend her. Let's see what she looks like when she's blended out. Take the Rare Beauty blush brush. Okay. Look at that shade. That formula is super blendable too. It is so creamy and pigmented. It just blends right out. Like, it says to use your fingers, but I feel like if I were to use my fingers, I wouldn't get as much color payoff as I'm getting right now. And I feel like you could probably build this up too. You could definitely build this. Oh, look how pretty that is. Just barely tapping my brush, like kind of stippling this. And it is just, ooh-wee. I want more of that purple. What do you guys think? More purple? There can never be too much purple. I'm going to concentrate more of the pink towards the apple of my cheek. When I set this with a powder, it'll tone it down a bit, and I don't want to lose my color payoff. I love that shade. Okay, so I'm going to take my beauty blender that still has some of the foundation and concealer and kind of blend where I want it. Diffuse it a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and set with the Fenty Pro Filter powder in the shade Butter. I'm going to actually use it up. We're going to take our powder or our sponge and make sure that there's no creases under our eyes. And then I'm going to take a velour puff and I'm going to tap in my powder, almost baking underneath my eyes. I don't really look good with like the pink powders and the purple powder. For me, the pink powders kind of make me look like I have pink eye. I feel like if I maybe had more face fat, it wouldn't look like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my powder, go down the side of my nose and kind of give it like definition, if you will. I'm gonna let that sit and then I will be back. All right, so we have Kutiko Bahar Nakalo. If you don't know how to speak Hindi, that means taking the dog through the O word. Now, what I do is I take, not that brush, that's for bronzer. So I'm going to take a powder brush, which this one is by Complex Culture. Just a very, very small amount of powder on it. Lightly dust over the areas that are shiny because I am an oily, oily girl. Now this might be different for some other people who are not as oily as I am. So now we're going to go in with a bit of bronzer, and right now the one that I've been reaching for the most is this one by LYS. It's the No Limits matte bronzer in the shade Motivate. I realize people have mixed feelings about this, but I do like a bronze tour. So I just go lightly down the cheekbones, up along the hairline. Bailey Sarian always said that you should, and I feel like this is the greatest rule to live by when it comes to bronzers, but for bronzer placement, you should always put more on your forehead because your forehead is closest to Jesus. I love Bailey. I will also take just a teeny tiny bit on the very tip of my brush, knock it off, and go down the side of my nose just to give my nose a little bit of a definition and make it look a tiny bit smaller because I have a Norwegian nose. And yeah. Is it snowing where you live? Because it was out there and it is definitely snowing here. I swear it's like, I live in Ohio and you never know what the weather's gonna do here. It's like that girlfriend or boyfriend that you had in high school that was bipolar as hell, and it's like 1 minute it's like all bright and cheery, and in the next minute you never know what to expect. You could wake up and it could be a shitstorm. That's Ohio weather for you in a nutshell. So to set my cream blush, I think I'm going to go with the Too Faced Cloud Crush blush in the shade Candy Clouds. I love this blush. It's such a pretty shade. It's older, but you know, how can you not love that shade? I mean, that is stunning. I'm going to use the powder blush brush by Rare Beauty. I really like Rare Beauty's brushes a lot. And we're going to concentrate this mainly on the apples of our cheeks. I'm going to go in with this one by Urban Decay. It's the All-Nighter Hyaluronic Acid and Watermelon Fruit Extract. I like this one. This is just not my day. I find that the more layers of setting spray that you go in with and blend, the more everything just kind of comes together cohesively and looks more natural when you're finished. It doesn't look like powder. It doesn't look like cake. It looks natural. It looks like everything is supposed to be there. And then I'm going to take my sponge that still has the foundation on it, lightly tap under my eyes so I don't disturb the makeup that's underneath there, because if you go in too hard, you run the risk of pulling up the makeup that you've already laid down. And if you have fine lines, you want to be very careful with those too, because you can pull up any makeup that's set down in those fine lines. And if you pull that up, it's going to just leave a very big empty open patch. Now we're going to go in with our Eye Prime by Juvia's Place. This is shade 1. What about the Juvia's Place? See how it just completely whites out my eyelid? I mean, all the veins are just canceled out. My skin now is a completely white canvas, and it is ready because we are going in with an indie brand eyeshadow, and they are known for their pigment. So we're going to be going in with the new Nomad Cosmetics palette, Chamonix Apres Ski. I hope I'm saying that right. French is not my language. But this palette is definitely worth, oof. Wait till you see these shades, guys, because they are stunning. But look at these shades, guys. I mean, look how stunning this is. I'm not for certain, but I think that this is a recreation of a palette that they have already previously made, because I know that they are going to be recreating Celibate? They're not going celibate. They are going to be recreating several of their older palettes, and I cannot wait to see what she has in store for us. If you're not familiar with Nomad Cosmetics, you should be, because this brand, I'm telling you, the mattes are like nothing you have ever experienced, and these shimmers are, this is one of my top 2 favorite indie brand cosmetics that I've tried. Look at this shimmer shade. I mean, don't you just want that on your face? If you do, I want to be friends. Look, I've played with the greens, and those greens are just to die for. But today, my beautiful friends, we are playing with the blues, because I have not really played with them much. I've played with all the shades, really, but the ones that I've kind of neglected are the blues, and that's what we're going to play with today. So I think the only good thing that has come, at least for me, so far from all this crap with TikTok, I finally cleaned my brushes. I didn't have a bunch of TikTok editing to do for a couple days, plus I had COVID, so I was like, what am I going to do with myself? I cleaned my brushes. That never happens. To start off, we are going to go into this beautiful shade right here. It's called Off Piste, and I have actually used this one as a blush, and it makes a stunning blush. And we are going to barely apply pressure, go down into this corner of our eye, and swirly little patterns, go up into the arch, and take it out into the tail of our brow. So now I'm going to take this little Luxie 231. These are my favorite brushes ever, these little Luxie 231s. I have like 3 of them. I'm going to go into this shade right here, Last Call. And I'm going to blend that into my crease. So I will warn everybody just right off the bat, especially if you followed me over here from Instagram or TikTok, the format of YouTube compared to TikTok, I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this, because I have OCD. I have OCD really bad. And the thing is, I usually speed up how I blend, because like I said, with my OCD, here's the thing, typically it takes me a while to blend out my shades because I have such, like, it has to be perfect. But the thing is, I speed it up and YouTube is so much different, and I'm concerned about how this is going to affect my content because it takes me so long. I've been a nurse and I've also been a tattoo artist, and that's where my foundation comes from with makeup, is my tattoo art. I was a portrait artist. I am applying my makeup and I am doing my eyeshadow, especially. I am shading and blending as if I was shading a portrait. So a lot of times when I am using brushes and looking at it, like where I want to put these colors, I am doing it from the perspective of, okay, this is a portrait. Where are the lights? Where are lights hitting things? Where are the shadows? And how well blended is it? And it will take me forever to blend something just because I am not looking at it like a makeup. If you have suggestions, or if there's something with my content that, you know, you feel like it's being dragged out too long with the shading or something, let me know. So next we're going to go into this shade Lateris, this one. I'm just going to go into this outer corner here. I'm going to go feather that in, just very gently because this is a deeper shade. Just going to gently feather it in because it's easier to add more than it is to take away. Just gently build and then bring it into the crease just ever so lightly. If you ever want a discount with Nomad Cosmetics, I do have a code with them. It is JENB, and it will save you, I think it's 20% off your order with them. One of these days, real soon, we're going to go through all of my Nomad palettes and we will play with some swatches. Like, we will just cover my whole entire body with Nomad swatches. Does that sound like a lot of fun to you guys? Because it does to me. Now we're going to take this Luxie pencil brush. It's the number 217. We're going to go into this shade. I believe it's called Valley Blanche. And we're going to very lightly tap into this shade. I'm just going to tap it into the corner. We're only using this shade to add depth and dimension to the outer corner. So we're going to take that same brush that we used to fix our little mistake and blend that out. I'm going to take that shade Last Call, which is this really pale blue that I used in my transition area, and I'm going to run that underneath the eye, my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take that pencil brush again, and I'm going to mix together these two shades, Lateris and Valley Blanche, and I'm going to get really close to the lash line and blend it out. All right, so with every shimmer, I go ahead and throw down a layer of the NYX Glitter Primer because it helps your shimmers look a lot more dynamic, and it helps them stick better. I find that if I try to put a shimmer on my lids without it, it just cracks and it just doesn't hold. And I think it's because I have oily lids. So we're going to go into this gorgeous shade Shotsky, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner of my eye because I just need this shade on my face. So we're going to kind of go at an angle starting down here and work it out towards the corner here. Wow, that's gorgeous. So next we are going to go into this gorgeous shade Mountain Chalet. I'm just going to take the same brush and flip it over to the clean side because I'm going to use the dirty side to blend these two shades together, and I'm going to concentrate this towards the middle of the lid. And when I'm laying it down, I'm just kind of dragging it over to kind of get the blend started, if that makes sense. And then once I have it laid down, what we're going to do, okay, we're going to take the brush and go back and forth similar to a paintbrush, and that will help blend it together, make it more seamless and cohesive. I know it looks a little messy right now, but we're not done. We're not. We're going to go into the shade Agile du Midi, this shade right here. take this up. Oh, that is just delightfully icy. Oh, this brush that I started with the shade Off Piste with. I'm not going to add anything to the brush, and I'm just going to go around the edges of that shimmer and blend it out to make it look a lot more cohesive. Go back into La Terrace, sit with Valley Blanche, go into these edges and give them a little more definition here. I'm going to take this flat Luxie 211 again, and I'm going to go into this shade Les Alpes. This is going to be my inner corner highlight and my brow bone highlight. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to blend that into this area here, making sure to pack it well into that inner corner and up into this area. One thing I do love about this Nomad palette is, like I said, it's very versatile. I have used Off Piste as a blush, and I'm right now getting ready to use La Alps that I just use as my inner corner highlight and my brow bone highlight as my face highlight. It is such a stunning shade. And look at that. I mean, I really feel like, so now I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to add a wing and a lash, finish up the look, do my hair. I like to, if I'm going to do dry shampoo, I will throw it in right before I do my makeup and leave it sit, because that's what you need to do if you really want it to absorb the oil. And if you really want it to absorb the oil, like really do a good job, I find that wearing it to bed is your best bet. But you know, I'm gonna go do all that, and then we'll add a lip and we'll finish this up. This is the only mascara that I've ever found that will actually hold a curl on my lashes. So I curl them first, then I use this. And I go in after I've used that. I go in and I got this in the Clarins Advent Calendar, and it's the first time I've ever used it, but I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. This is the Super Lift and Curl Mascara in Intense Black. I really like the wand for this. It's a little suspicious looking, not gonna lie. It's got the curve thing going on, but it's got like a little nub at the end, and that's why I say it's kind of suspicious looking. I've never had a mascara that actually does something quite like this one does. It's a really freaking good mascara. Definitely, I highly recommend it. And my inner rim mascara, or eyeliner, the Kulfi Underlined Kajal eyeliner in the shade Daydream. It's like a really light blue. And the thing that I love about this formula is it actually stays put. Like I put this on and it's there for the rest of the day. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, throw a lash on it, and then we'll come back and we'll do a lip. I'm going to go with this liner from One Size. It's called Rent Due, with this lip combo. It's a lip snatcher in the shade Joella Puss. Alrighty guys, so I decided to just get the lash for the day because, well, I'm still recovering from the COVID and I really just didn't feel like it. I really don't feel like ripping out any of my lashes today. However, I do love this look. I think it is stunning, and I hope that you like it too. I hope that you will remember to follow me or subscribe, share this video if you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? Are you a makeup junkie? Well, clearly you are, because you're here. And are you a TikTok refugee? Tell me how you're doing, especially because it's not just about, you know, a social media platform. It's about togetherness. It's about community. It's about, for a lot of us, it was about money too, because it was an income source for a ton of us. So tell me how you're feeling about all this down below, and thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye guys.